Welcome back to episode 2 with Miss Lauren Valentino. If you guys did not hear the emotional podcast that we did before this, like, you have got to go back and check that out. We just had visited Vincent having cancer. Didn't know I think you just said your child was being chopped up every which way.
Yes. Yeah. And there's no way that we can pick back up where we left off.
No.
But just to quickly wrap it up. So Vincent is almost 16 years old now. He is so healthy, strong, thriving, an incredible athlete. We were talking about both kids. We had a rough run with both of my boys. Victor as well is, healthy and awesome. And I'm so happy to have survived that awful chapter of life. But it changes you. It changes you as a person. I was already into health and wellness, but experiencing things with your family's health. But for all the moms out there, you can resonate with, sorry, family, but your family can get sick. There's nothing like something happening to your child. Right. And it changes you. It changes your focus, your path, your mission. Again, was already in health and wellness, but after those experiences with my kids, it just fueled my fire to go into more, functional diagnostics with health and with our, just tackling more root cause versus just working with people on their symptoms. So that's what I do today.
Well, and wholly fueled.
Yeah. Okay. So you want to know about work?
Well,
what I do for work?
Let's just kind of back up for just a minute.
Okay.
I think that, you turn in pro on the figure stage, that kind of, I felt like was the foundation of how you started getting into, not really the foundation, but it just fueled the path that you wanted to take with the wholly fueled part of that. But kind of just go down your journey of how you...
Yeah. So I'm super passionate about nutrition, fitness, health, wellness, and very centric to women. I think that if you can impact one woman, we're the center of the spider web. If you impact one woman, the ripple effect of the people that are impacted through changing one woman's life is tremendous. And I've always seen it that way. I feel like we're the center of our friend groups. We are the center of our home. What
Nurtures.
we structure is what, ripples through our environments, whatever our environments are, whether it's work or, kids, family, whatever. And so I became super passionate about that. I also,
You were on a mission.
I was on a mission. And also, I am one of those women that I will embrace aging. Like, I want to be strong, vital, capable, sexy for the rest of my life. Not one of those people that's like hating the fact that they're not 20 anymore, but that sets the standard with every single decade that I'm in. And I think that it makes me sad that women give up. It makes me sad that women use things as an excuse to not show up for themselves. I think that when you are strong and confident in your mind, your spirit, and your body, you're just a force. And, I've always been addicted to high energy, to, things that are dynamic, sunshine, powerful, like good energy, good vibes, good vitality. You can feel that before someone even opens their mouth. So
it's just the energy force as soon as they approach you,
And I think that, women kind of lose their way. I experienced it. I lost a bit of my identity in becoming a mom.
Totally.
With that being said and backing up, you wanted to talk about my competitive career. So I set a goal for myself silently because I never spoke my goals out loud. I set a goal for myself with both of my children that I would step back on stage before they were 1 year old and that I would win an overall title and place top 5 in nationals. And I wanted to be realistic with that because at that time, national level competitions were stacked. Every single class had 50 and 60 women in there.
Different level back
And
then.
I had a super fit pregnancy with Vincent. I mean, was back in my pants in 2 weeks. And then with Victor, I had 5 months of bed rest. And I remember when I gave birth to him and looking at my body, and I was like, oh shit. Because I, realized,
bounce back.
not being able to be fit through the remainder of that pregnancy just to keep him alive and get him here. I was like, oh no, like this is I'm really looking at 40 pounds that maybe more than that. I stopped weighing at a point. But I'm like, oh, this is now going to take some hard work. And with both of my children, I stepped on stage before they turned 1 year old. I won overall titles meaning not just winning my class, but after that going and facing all the class winners and winning an overall title. And then stacked those contests with a national contest right behind it, where both times I placed, I placed top 3 both times. And really just wanting to prove what the human body's capable of, wanting to lead by example. I have clients that have hired me that are like, I'm hiring you because I want to get the baby weight off. I'm like, cool. How old? Congratulations. How old's your kid? 8. It's not baby weight at that point anymore. And so, knowing that I will be your biggest cheerleader, but I'll also kick the chair out from under you. And if you know me, you know that. Like, I will support you till the bitter freaking end. I will walk with you through every mindset change that you need to make, but I will challenge you. And I feel like if you're going to do that, you have to be the one that can say, well, I did X,
we
Y,
have to
Z.
be the example
You
of
do.
it.
You
Because
do.
someone
You have to lead
lead.
You have to lead from the front.
Because if not, then the ones that are behind just, there's excuses. And you're like, no, I had all those. And here's where I'm at.
Yeah. And so, even after having kids, I stayed in competing. I had set a goal for myself. I wanted to turn professional in the sport of figure. And, at the time, sorry, new pros, but now they give out pro cards like Tic Tacs. But back then, you actually had to win something.
You had to win the whole thing, right?
It was actually earning your IFBB card then.
Correct.
Now I feel like, they do just kind of
show me the money.
Yeah, it's a lot of that.
It's a subscription now.
And I remember training for that show. You and I were training together.
Yep.
I remember training for that show.
I was the fat friend at that point because I was
not.
bulking and she was like in thing.
Not. You were not. But I remember training for that show. I remember more than ever just shutting up. There was so much social media jazz around the North Americans. And I picked the North Americans because I was like, you know what? If I'm going to go for this thing, I want to win all 3 countries. So I picked a really difficult show that I knew would be an absurd amount of athletes. And actually at the North Americans, they set a record that year for the largest national show. There was over 1,100 women competing in that show. And I remember showing up and, all of the photographers and social media people interviewing the people that were picked to win.
Yeah.
And I kept my mouth shut. I walked around in, pants and long sleeves until the bitter end. And I remember when I took my, took my clothes off backstage, which was not until, again, the bitter end. Until pumping up, till they were calling my class. And I remember everyone turning around and being like, oh shit, which honestly, it felt fantastic.
Yeah,
I was like,
totally.
I know what I did to work to get here. And I knew that I gave it all I had. There was not one more thing that I could have done to be the best that I could be at that day on that time.
I was just trying to go back there because obviously I was there when you won that show, but I was trying to picture what our mindset was, because there was just nothing that would make you miss 1 minute of cardio,
No.
and it was putting in more reps than what were assigned to you that day.
Yep.
And like, I miss that mindset. But with that, we had tons of sacrifice too, you know?
So much sacrifice. I did my nutrition for that show, and we had you trained my training schedule.
Yeah.
And I missed nothing. I missed nothing. And I knew that if I was going to stand on stage and not be the best at the end of the day, I needed to walk off that stage and know that there was not one single thing, because that's the worst, is when you show up for something and you walk off stage a loser and you think about the things that you could have done differently.
The shortcuts that you might have took.
Yeah.
Like that extra bite that you cheated in the car,
Yes. Yes. And so I remember winning my class and turning pro by winning. No. Yes. The pro winner. So
you got overall.
I remember turning pro by winning my class.
Yeah.
And then coming back out for the overall and then winning the overall title. And it's so amazing to train so hard, so long for something. And it is over like that.
Yeah. It's like
it's so
3
fast.
seconds.
It's so fast.
And then you have a plastic trophy.
Yeah. I don't even know if I still have my trophy. I think I broke it on the way home or something. But it's the moments. It's the moments of giving.
It's the process.
It's the
right?
process.
Which everyone always says that's not true. And you have to enjoy the process up there, because the moment is over so much. And then you got the bill for it, right?
Yes. And so, and
what's next? And then as soon as you get there, like, what's next for you? And so they already had you on a pro show, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, what's next? So you don't even get to enjoy that moment. I just remember, like, just take it in for a minute.
Yes. I mean, that was the first question by the first person that interviewed me is, so what pro show have you picked out? And I was like, are you kidding me? I didn't even know I'd be standing here. I mean, I dreamed about it. I trained for it, but
I don't have that on my list.
I have no idea. And so, it's those things like that in life that take so much effort and so much energy and focus out of you that you are the most proud of.
I agree. So that leads you. Did you think at that time that you were going to start Holyfield? When did you know that you were going into there?
So that was 2014, and I was still doing one-on-one nutrition coaching.
But you were still always doing something with nutrition.
So busy with that. Yeah, I had a ton of clients then, and really my clientele then was competitors.
All right,
and it was very tricky for me because I was not someone who did it for the look at me. I did it personally for me. I didn't post my process on social media. I posted nothing, actually. It was
back then
silent.
You kept everything secret.
Yes. Well, yeah, it was. I didn't want I wasn't going to do the video of me bent over in the mirror with my hamstrings. That's still not who I am. And so I not quickly, it took a minute, but it didn't take long. My clientele was competitors, and I hated it. I hated it because, this hyper-focused fixation of obsessiveness and ego and just this me drive that you have to have to some capacity to do well. It just was never my vibe in competing. And I got very nauseated at just working with people all day long that were so just exterior focused.
Narcissist.
Okay. You said it.
Well, you know what? But I kind of envied those people a little bit because they were so confident in themselves. I mean, I didn't know which way I wanted to go. I was always the quiet one too. Obviously, I didn't ever get to anywhere where you were with your level. But, I'm like, I kind of envy the people that could go up there and just be like, I'm the best. Dawn had a little bit of that with him. And I was just like, why can't I do that? I always was like, always in comparitis, I felt like. But,
sure.
But I think that it flipped about 2015 2015, you think, where
Yeah.
it became obnoxious. I think because social media started even more, and then everyone's posting it, and now we're seeing everyone across. Before, everyone just came to racing on golds, and you just saw what the competition was because everyone was kind of like training there, right?
Sure.
Um,
Yeah.
but it got more vocal, and I think the more vocal it got, the less respect I had for it.
Same. Actually, I think just the more, look at me always posting, like there has to be more to you as a human being than how you look. And also, ultimately, my deep rooted beliefs in being healthy, and then seeing all the things that people were willing to do, sacrificing the long-term aspect
To
of
get
their
the
health
win.
was
Yeah.
really hard for me to support and get behind.
So when did you start Holyfield then?
2020, right?
Right
The
during
week.
COVID.
Yes, literally we worked so hard for many, many months getting geared up to launch. We were going to launch with like a 7-day reset, just going from ditching processed foods and sugar, like a ditch the sugar reset. And then everyone's trying not to die from a pandemic.
Right.
And we had to do this hardcore pivot, and we launched a Stay Strong and Sane challenge. So because we were on lockdown, it's so funny to think about this. Do you remember we were actually locked in our houses?
How did we get
we were
told
not
what to
supposed
do?
We were not supposed to leave our house. So we did a pivot with the Stay Strong and Sane challenge, and we launched Holy Fueled in the mix of that. And so Holy Fueled was my vision. I got to a point where I was starting to have a long wait list with one-on-one clients.
Right.
I also knew that there were so many what I call pillars of health that people needed to implement before they needed an actual one-on-one coach for high-level strategy.
Right.
So I wanted to launch a platform that allowed women to change their habits, have high energy, have a strong, sexy body, be able to, show up, keep up with their kids, perform in the gym, do all the things we crave doing that we, when we let ourselves go, we aren't capable of doing anymore. And so
creating a community
to
women to support women
exactly
and to a certain point because and scaling for you
and
to
wanted
get the masses
to create something to where women weren't living on plain grilled chicken on repeat to do that. So something that tasted amazing, that felt normal, that their families would love. And I wanted to just take one item off of women's plates. We have so much to do in a day, so much to think about. They say like we make 500 or more decisions in a day. I wanted to just take this one piece and be like, trust fall, I got this for you. And that was the mindset around launching Holy Fueled.
I mean, I've seen that grow, and it's been amazing to see the results that you've gotten women on there. And then it went into the bikini blitz, which was huge. And I mean, I've been around watching all the transformations, and you're like, what you think, trying to figure out who's winning because they are all such amazing results that you get from those programs. And it's been super cool. To watch all of that. And and plus like all of your, you kind of make fun of me for the social media, just to see how you market that. And it's so much fun to watch you guys.
It's been hard. I mean, for
build
someone,
a team. That's been new for you to build a team and work with women.
Yes. And I mean, I have to mention Taylor in this. So Taylor and I launched Holy Fueled together. So she is the culinary, the culinary queen behind our recipes and, just creating, she's that person that you can be like, taste this, what's in it. And she can just, she's a kitchen wizard. And so doing this business with her has been so much fun.
Yeah.
She's the artist. I mean, I'm the, organization and the,
get her done.
And how things are going to happen. So taking my nutritionist side of my brain and smashing it with her culinary genius is what Holy Fueled is all about.
Do you have a favorite success story?
Oh gosh, yes.
Just like one?
Yes,
okay.
Yes. We have a girl who, again, super quiet, but she joined us. She's been with us since day one, and she's lost 100 pounds with and she never said a word
Really?
until she hit
She's
her
quiet.
goal mark 4 years in. So she's like, I followed your meal plan. She's like, but I've also, gone out with friends, and I've also done, she's like, I never stopped living life. She's like, but 50 out of 52 weeks a year, she's like, I've just done the thing. She's like, I still don't even really work out.
That's the best.
But she had such a huge goal, and she just kept in there and kept quiet. And then she shared her success story with us, and we're like, oh my gosh, this is incredible.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's
But I
nutrition.
think it's amazing. We have a huge group of women that joined us in 2020 when we launched, who have never quit and are still with us, which is like, mind blowing. I mean, I love that we have developed
I've
a
quit
product
several times since then.
I mean, I love that we've developed a product that people are like, I gained so much
works.
value out of this. I'm never leaving.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's cool.
I love it for you.
It's cool. Thanks.
All right. So where are you heading? Where are you going?
Yeah.
You got so much.
Yeah.
You've gotten into, I mean, it's sad, so I don't want to bring it up,
Yeah.
but you got into horse riding, and we lost
Yeah,
beloved
I just
Cash.
lost my baby.
I'm
I
so
just lost my
sorry.
baby 2 months ago. So, I mean, business has been incredible and busy. And, that's been a huge pivot for me over the last 5 years, is the amount of time that I sit. I'm grateful for the launch of Holy Family. I'm grateful for all the things that I have built, but they've been successful, and they have taken a ton of my time. So I started riding horses again a couple years ago because I needed something to make me get away from my office and away from my desk. And riding horses was a childhood thing that you just have that thing that's born in you that when you're doing it, you feel free.
Yeah.
Just feel free. And it was the piece that I started again that just made me feel so alive.
And it's just so cool that they need you, right? I remember you telling me that you're like, just buy them because you'll go out there, you'll make the time because
you will.
They need you.
Well, and again, I'm an energy junkie.
Yeah.
So if you've ever experienced riding a horse at a high level,
No.
there's this, it reminds me of Avatar. Like, we've all seen Avatar,
Yeah.
where they like go on the mountain and they, choose their Ikron, right? And they take a little hair and they like plug it in, right? There's this synergy of communication that happens when you are on a horse and you are going, really fast and jumping things that are really high. And it's amazing once you get there, because if you think it, your horse will do it.
Yep.
And when you establish that connection, you're done. You're a horse girl for the rest of your life, and, hang it up. It's just take my money. But yeah, so I bought my own horse a couple years ago, and he was just special. He was just special. And we had such a thing. And he died tragically 2 months ago, and I'll never be the same. There will never be another him. But it reminds me of that quote, it's better to have loved and lost than to have never have loved at all. And he will always have a giant space in my heart. I am horse shopping currently.
I was going to say,
I am
got
horse
potentials
shopping
on the list.
Well, I'm just like, there's another horse that needs my love.
Yeah.
Period. So, I thought
and
about
that you need.
Yes, for sure. Yes.
Because my next question was going to be like, what do you do for fun? Because you
It's
asked me
that.
this.
It's
Yeah.
that. I mean, that is, I don't do a lot for fun. I'm very business driven and very growth centric because I love what I do. So, but that's the piece that I can drive into the barn so stressed. I mean, just feeling like my blood pressure is absurd and my to-do list in my brain is 1.5 miles long because we've got projects and, I have a team that I'm managing and just all the things. And I can spend an hour on a horse and I leave at 0, like totally reset and just ready to show back up and be, the best version of myself for everyone who needs me. So it's my reset button. I freaking love it. It fires me up. It's so good.
Horse
So
shop
go get a horse,
Go
y'all.
get a horse. Yeah. You're going to be in trouble now.
Well,
The money.
yeah, go get a horse, y'all.
So horse shopping, Holyfield's taken off.
My kids are hardcore athletes and
Yeah,
just in
they're
the grind and the
growing.
mix with every single thing that they're doing. Victor is incredible at football. He's so fun to watch. He's very athletic by nature, and he's so cute. Like, he goes out, he expects to perform. He's always the star of the show, and he comes off the field and he's like, "Can we go get a milkshake?" Whereas Vincent, he studies his craft. He's
Yeah.
he's just very cerebral and just eat up with stuff. He carries it. Victor's just like, "What's next?" So it's so fun. Their polarity is just very different. Vincent is into wrestling and he is amazing. So they keep me super busy.
So you're sitting on Rebel Roots.
Yes, I am.
If you had to tell someone out there, like, what do you feel like was your rebel moment, or what do you feel like you did that, I guess, challenged the status quo, the white picket fences, like gave the women the voices out there? Do you have like something that you're like, I want to go down and be known for this because I feel like I paved that way,
Feel like you want what that way?
like paved the way, like cut the trench for that road, and like, this is what my name is going to be stamped to. And
Well, you just asked me 3 questions.
I'm just saying, like, what's your rebelness? Like,
Oh, what was my rebel turning point moment?
yeah, or something that you're proud that you stomped your own way. Someone told you no, and
I mean,
you did it anyway.
I've been told no since the day I was born. And unfortunately, no is my fuel. And, I can look back at certain times in my life where I said yes to things because of loving another human.
Yeah.
And, sadly, those are things that I look back and I regret, but they made me stronger and louder. I hope
So
I
from your
hope that's
voice.
I hope that's a good thing.
So confident.
Absolutely. But I remember, being told that I would never do well on a competitive stage. I
Yeah.
remember being told, my arms are too long, my legs are too short, my waist was too wide, just being picked apart. And, I remember being told I was too young for this or too young, you're too young to start a business. I graduated high school really early. And I collected degrees pretty quickly. I remember being told, "Oh, you can never do this. You can never run this," but never was always where I would just, and I can still feel it. I'd grit my teeth and be like, "All right, watch me,
Watch it.
watch me." But I don't, I think I've always been a bit of a rebel.
I was going to say the
I've
same thing. You took
always
the
been a
words.
bit of a rebel. Not in
Not in a
not in
negative way.
not in an
just
ugly way, not in an aggressive
strong,
way,
confident.
but I am a strong woman. I'm a strong
care of
woman
yourself.
with really hard boundaries, and I believe in what I believe in, and I have no problem talking about it. So, and I respect, I respect other people's position
Yeah.
for sure. I just know what I know what my own drum sounds like.
Which I think is beautiful to end there, because
Yeah.
you do, like, ever since I've known you, I think your confidence and your that powerful, strong, just I don't want to say rebel because everyone thinks rebel is going to be bad, but it's just like who you are,
I do.
and you're very confident in that, and I have always admired that since I've
Thanks.
known you, and we've been great workout partners.
Great friends.
You left me behind for a while here, so I gotta get back in the gym.
We can do it. We can do it.
But you've been with me thick and thin, and I just want to say I love you and thank you for everything
I love
that
you
you have
too.
supported me.
And I right back at you.
Well, thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having
Thanks
me.
for sharing the story. Go check out the Rebel Roots Show on Instagram and Facebook, and we're on all 3: Apple, Spotify, and YouTube.